Rich Pasini from Shop RJPASINI for great deals on eBay. Today I just want to go over how I pack an item that's not going to be shipped in a box, and I just want to go over to you really, well, I can say really quick. Every time I say quick it's always a lot longer, but I just want to go over how I package these things up and get them ready to get shipped out. What we have over here is a DJ, was it a DJ Hero, whatever. What do you call this thing here? Guitar Hero thing, turntable kit. I'm sorry, that's what it is right there. Now, some people will tend to put these in a box, maybe with bubble wrap around it. I'm going to do it a little different, okay? Now, what I want to do is, I got extra tape here, my tape gun and stuff like that. What I want to do is, I want to ship it out, but I'm going to use craft paper. Now, a lot of people may beg to differ, and that's fine. Everybody's got their own little way of doing things, and that's all fun and Jim Dandy, but I like to do things a little different. When I ship out board games or puzzles, I do not put them in a box and put them in another box to ship them out. I do is I wrap them up. First, I make sure I wrap them with plastic, which I have over here. We have to bring this here. What this is, folks, this is, those leaf bags you get at the, like when you go to Home Depot, they're leaf bags, getting rid of trash or whatever, trash bags, leaf bags, whatever. What I do is I like to wrap this up first. Now, I've seen some people do things like this here. I don't know if they wrap them on plastic. I do. So I just want to go over with you really quick and how I set it up. So what I want to do is, and just to give you a little heads up, I always like to print out the transaction detail sheet. I usually print this off on PayPal, and I also print out the packing slip. Very important that I put this in there. I like to do that there, it's for them too, because sometimes if they want to return the item, they'll just throw this back in there again. I get it back and say, okay, yeah, that's right, I shipped it out to so-and-so, Alright, so what I want to do is, and I also have over here labels I make with my all-in-one color printer. I've told people before about this stuff here. I consider myself a frugal entrepreneur, which I am. I'm very frugal. I will utilize everything to the fullest, and if I can save money, I'll do it in any which way I can. I have all these little labels over here. You can't see them because it's a little distance, but this one says, this is like for little packages. Please handle with care. Please do not drop and ship. Please do not drop or crush. Here's one, another one for, I do sell on Poshmark. It's a little label that says Shop RJPASINI for great deals on Poshmark. It's a little label I put on a package. Then I got one over here, fragile for glass. Okay. And I got one over here that says caution, severe sensitive electronic devices do not store or ship near any long electronic or magnetic radioactive fields. Print these out on my printer. Medium mail, fragile, on this side up, fragile, handle with care. Electronic material, fragile, do not drop. I'm going to be using one of these here. I'm supposed to print out new ones, but oh boy, I'm going to have to print out new ones. These here are a little faded. Anyway, I can't use these here, so I'm going to go to my printer and print out some new ones. I will be right back. Okay, here we go, right off the press. What a difference, right? This is when I was running out of ink. That's how it looks when I run out of ink, and this is how it looks with fresh new ink in there. Yeah, so these here, I don't know. I probably could still use them, maybe. Still not that bad. But we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, I print out two sizes for big packages, which is going to go on this one here and a little one here. And that's why I love my all-in-one printer, because it saves me money. Now, a lot of people say, why don't you just buy a roll of this stuff? I did look into that. I did look into buying a roll, ready, pre-pasted everything, with the glue and the adhesive on it. And you want it, folks? It was just a little too much for me. Like I said, this will do the trick. Okay? Alright, so I got all these different labels here. I don't have to go all over again with you guys. You know what it's all about. Alright? And we're going to use this one here because this one says, this is electronic. It says electronic material, fragile, please do not drop or crush. We're going to use that there. Alright? Alright, we don't need to see all these other ones. I also have the... Well, I also like to put this on here. This is the package slip, of course. But I always like to include one of these on here as well. I put this on a package, one of these. I promote my business, you know what I'm saying? It says over there, Shop RJPASINI for great deals on eBay. Look at that. Again, I printed them off my printer, my all-in-one printer. All right, so we just need one of those, and I also got the roll of priority mail, because most likely this probably could go priority mail. If not, I will take the package, I'll take it off. But for the time being, let's get this stuff out of here. Put this on the side. Okay, what I want to do, and I don't need this here anymore because I already printed that sheet out. Okay, I got tape here, I got a pen, okay, and I got an extra roll of clear tape because I know I'm just about finished on that. Alright, and what I'm going to do is, and I also have this plastic I was talking about, so I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff here in the meantime. And I'm going to come back to this in a second. Alright, but I want to show you what I do when it comes to shipping stuff like this out. Alright, let's put this over here. I'm working off a little dinette table here. And well, I need that thing, that's the packing slip. So what I want to do is, being it's in a box, I don't want to put it in a box in another box. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this, open like this here, put this on the side over here, and it opens up this way, like that. As you can see, it's wrapped up, it's clear, got the clear plastic on, stuff like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to include this in here like this, put this like this, and I have some paper on this chair over here, where I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack it up, and just, let's move my camera this way here so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to pack it like this here. I don't want too much, I want just enough to protect it, because not only that, if the buyer gets it, I don't want the buyer saying, oh geez, you know, if I didn't send it to you in packaging, at least, you know, you do your due diligence, you know what I'm saying? And you don't really need to go crazy with it, because it's in a box. But you want the box to close up really well, as you know, you want to make sure you're able to close it. And this is going to have a little bow to it, because I am packing it up with paper. Alright, I don't have to be too fussy with it. It's plastic, you know, some of this stuff is, you know, like the case over here that I make or break. I've done things like this before, folks, so it's not like it's something new to me. Alright, what I want to do is going to close it up like this here. Alright, now this is going to be, like I said, it's going to have some, it's going to pop up a little bit, but that's okay. And what I want to do is, after we get everything all settled in, we're just going to go like this here. I'm going to drop these flaps down here. Alright, like this here. Oops. I got too much paper in it, but it's okay. It's better to have a little extra than not. Okay, so now you can see there's a little bow in here like this here, but that's okay. It's okay. We want that. Because at least we know we got the paper in it protected. Okay? Alright, so now what I'm going to do is put the cover on here. Just, we could always put a piece of tape here, but I don't want to do that, you know. Alright, so we're like this. That kind of like holds it in place. Now, I've seen some people doing stuff like this. Some other sellers, they'll do stuff like this here. And some of them will, in some cases, will just wrap craft paper on. But I do it this way for the simple reason is, let's just say by some crazy coincidental thing, the paper gets wet, it happens to be a rainy day out, and the letter carrier, you know, be delivering the package. I'm going to wrap this like we're doing a Christmas gift here. Let me just get this first here. Yeah, let's say it's one of those days, it's a stormy day, rainy day, like right today, it's raining out today, and you know, the letter carrier's schlepping the package through, dropping it off, whatever. I don't want to think that, it's one thing if the paper gets wet. People say, yeah, but if the paper gets wet though, isn't that going to, that's another, that could ruin it too. Well, the address, when I print out the shipping label, the postage label, it's going to be covered with clear tape, so I'm not worried about that part. Alright, I'm not too worried about that part. I've been doing it like this for a long time. I do it even with the puzzles. Now, what you want to do is, you want just a little tape, a little piece like this here. Now, I don't know if these people collect these things here, like these boxes. They're gonna, you know, some people collect these things. I want to make it where I want to take some of that stickiness away from it, and I'm going to put it over here very gently, because if the buyer does decide to save this box, I don't want it to be so sticky that it's going to rip it up. So I'm going to just play around like this here, just get rid of some of that stickiness. And I'm just going to leave it like this very lightly, just to hold it in place like that. And I'm going to take this here like this. Now some people, I can't say for all, but maybe some sellers would do this here and some sellers wouldn't. Okay, but I do. They may not, but I do. Okay. So Let me get my little letter cutter opener. All right. These things are good to have. I keep them on hand, you know. All right. So what I want to do now is I just want to make this really quick here. Well, I'm going to try to. Every time I say we do something quick, it always turns out. And you want to just take attention up there. You want to make sure everything's pretty copacetic here. You don't want no wrinkles like this. You know, when you put that craft paper on there, you don't want it to be all messed up. All right, so you get it where you want it. That's where it's going to be, pretty much. All right, like that. Oh, I got the tape. I wonder why it came off. The tape came off of here. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave that there because I think I pulled it too hard. All right, you know what? I'll leave that there for a second. That's okay. We'll leave that there. I don't want to protect the box anyway. Okay. Well, he could take it off. That one needed. This one, all it did is just go over it again, so that's okay. Anyway, let's do this. I won't make a Warner Bros. Production out of this thing, but what I'm going to do is, I think I got too much plastic here, is what it is. So I'm going to take this here, like this, and get it in here. Sometime today would be good. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. All right, let's go do this one more time here. Always trying to get the start is the paint part. All right, let's see here. I'm not going to be too worried about this here. All right, so this, like that. All right, and now I can put all the tape I want on here because of a simple reason, it's on plastic. All right. Now we just want to hold it in place like this for now. I'm going to get the big piece of tape. All right. Some people may not go through what I go through, do it this way, but I don't mind. Okay, like that. And I'm going like this. I got another roll of clear tape all on standby, all ready to go. Because I know we're going to use it. All right, and the excess, of course, we're going to cut off the excess with my scissors. All right, we're going to cut this off here. Sometimes I save this here for little projects. All right, I'm going to always like this with it. Put a little tape here, like that, just to hold it in place like that. And now we're going to go like this. It's like you pretend you're doing a Christmas shop. All right, let's go like this here, tape, yeah, just to hold it in place. Okay, and then you're going to take the big piece. Now, some people may beg the difference, say, I'm not going to go through this all the time, but I do things a little different than other people. You know, maybe some people would do this here, some people wouldn't. I do. All right, it's just the way I like to do things. I want to make sure that when a person gets it, number one, it's pretty well packaged, somewhat well packaged. You know, people may beg the difference. Say, well, people may beg the difference. Say, well, I'd rather put it in another box to play it safe. You could do that if you choose to do so. You could do that. I don't, because I've done this before, and thank God I had no problem with it. The person always got their package. Yeah, the tape just finished up. The person, you know, the buyer always got their package pretty much intact. Thank God. All right, I got to add another piece of clear tape here. That's one thing I go through a lot of clear tape. You know, well, it's not so much for this part. I don't get these too often, but. Again, I only do this when I get board games and puzzles. Okay. Now, when you don't have nails, it's very hard to get this separated here. Nice if I can use the scissors. Sorry about that, guys. This comes from the dollar store. To be honest with you, say, oh, that's cheap tape. No, it works. It works. It might be it's a dollar store, but. It works. Okay. I'm going to give another piece here just to play it on the safe side here. Let me just go like this here. Now, you got to understand something too. Yeah, this tape here didn't hold all the way. Okay. What I want to do, because the box could slide out, I just want to go over it really quick, just over here. I don't know, maybe I just should go right around it. I'm going to go right around it. I don't want that to You're going to want that to slide out the case. Okay, and I try to keep this as neat as you could, if possible. Only reason I'm saying is because when you put the craft paper on it, you don't want it to. You don't want the craft paper to get all wrinkly on it. Okay, so we got the packet stuff here with the paper in here, and now we're going to take this here, and again, I don't mind doing some. I'm wrapping up for Christmas. No, seriously. It's always a problem getting to see it start. There's always a little problem getting it to start. Alright. And same thing. Alright. Well, I'm not working with a big paper here either. Okay. If you want to save yourself a little trouble, you could always cut off or shorten this up, go to the shorter end, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to trim it like that. I'll try to keep it somewhat centered like that there. Alright, like that. Alright. I know there's a lot of excess on each side. It's okay. And we're just going to use it just as a starter tape, and we're going to use the brown craft tape to. So I could do that because this has got plastic on it. Alright. I could do that. Alright, just got the plastic on it. Now I don't have to worry about this here because now that's tight. Okay, same thing. You want to do it like this here, like this. You don't want too much overlapping. You just want to pretty much keep it almost on the seam, but you do want to go that way. And go like this. You put a little fold in it. Okay, like this. Take your little trusty letter open thing here, and go like this. That's the hard part. Not the hard part. You got to start it. Try to keep it even if you could. All right. Like this. Now, always remember the word of caution if you're going to do it. Sometimes I keep a pen with me here, where it must have fell off. I usually mark on the top, but we know this is going to be top here. Okay, same thing. Use the tape here to just start it like that, just to hold it in place. And what we're going to do is go like this. Try to keep these nice flat, if you could. Alright, so now we got all this excess here. There's two things you can do with this here. If you want to just keep it like this here, you can do that as well. Protect the corners a little better if you want to. Like that. It's not really a big deal. See, like that? Just go like this here. It's not really a big deal. I think I'm going to do that there. For all argument's sake, I need this guy again to help me out. Okay, and that's not it. All right. Got the priority mail labels getting ready. They want to jump on a box already. We're not ready for that yet. All right, let's put this over here for now. Okay, we'll leave it there. Okay. So now what we want to do is go like this. Okay, I'm going to have to start to see it like this. Okay. All right, like that. I always like to get the sides too. But let's do this one first. Let's get this here. Now normally I wouldn't do it like this here, but it's okay. That's all right. We'll protect the corners of the box anyway. Okay. Now I don't mind doing this here. Okay. I really don't. Okay. And what you want to do is just want to go like this with it. Same thing. Get this guy here again to help me out. It's like my set of hands. So we got this. Like that. And what I like to do, folks, is go across here like this here. I like to make sure it's like this here. I know people might say, hey, you waste a lot of tape that way. It's okay. I want to make sure it's well packaged. All right, like that. And I like the other side. So I like to keep all the open sides taped up. Okay, I look at all the open sides taped up here. All right. That. Put a little piece over here like this. That. And a little piece over here. I like the way that looks. Alright. Something like this here. So like that. Okay? Same thing with this. Like this with it. That. Some people might say, this is overkill, Rich. You're overkilling it. That's okay. I don't, look, you know, I don't get these type of sales where I have boxes like this where I gotta, I'm doing this all the time. So once in a while, I don't mind take the initiative of doing this here like this here. Okay, this is good. If you wanted to go over it again, you really don't need to. But if you wanted to, you could just go over it again one more time. All right, now we're gonna put the other thing. I like to do it this way because I like to put my labels on here, and we're gonna get the labels right now. First one, this guy's gonna go on top. The fragile, this guy right here, he's going to go on top because it is an electronic part. You know, it is electronic. And I like to put this label. Now, some people said to me, I had one person on my Facebook group said, you really think the post office listens to that? To these labels that you put on there? It's kind of like questioning me, you know. And I told him, I said, look, I said, I do my due diligence. I put it on there. It lets the buyer know that, hey, the seller did his best. If the buyer gets it, I'm going to leave something just because I got to put my priority sticker label here. I usually put that on the bottom first. It lets me know, lets the buyer know is, hey, this guy did his due diligence. He packed it up. He did a good job in packing it. So, you know, if it gets there, I hope it always. I always say, I hope it gets there in one piece, not in pieces. This is going to go with priority mail. Now, priority mail. You get 50. It's covered up to $50 insurance. It's tracked and insured. Okay. That. And then I will print out my package, my postage, slap it right in the middle, and that's how it's going to go out. Again, it's nice. This thing's really well packed. I think the person's going to like it. I might even, maybe the guy might even, him or her, might even comment and say, "Oh, I like the way it came. It came nice." You know, it's a nice, neat package. Look at that. Right. Now people might say, yeah, but people might say, well, do you ever get complaints that people, you know, that you're sending a craft paper like this here? Look, I said it once before, and I'll say it again. Let me turn this thing over this way so I can sit down. Not that I'm exhausted, but let me just move this up. I'm sorry, guys. I'll look at it this way. I do the best. When it comes to shipping, if you look at my feedback score and stuff like that, you'll notice that I get pretty good, decent feedback on there. I mean, so far I'm 100% top-rated seller, and I do my due diligence to make sure things pack good. Now, people may say, with something like this here, was it really necessary? You could have put it in another box. I probably could have, and then put bubble wrap around, but it doesn't really need it because it's in a box. And with the paper in here, I can't say anything happened to this thing, even if it was dropped, because the box of it's one of those, I don't know if you know, it's like a form-fitted thing. I think you see when I opened it up. It's got cushion underneath anyway, the way it's molded, you know what I'm saying, the way it's crafted. So even if this thing does drop this way, nothing should happen. And if it definitely goes on a front side like this, it should be okay. Yeah, I do my due diligence, and yes, I highly recommend people, if you are in this business, put your labels on it, okay? It gives the buyer a heads up, and like I said again, lets the buyer know, like, hey, the guy did his due diligence. Once I drop it off in the package, to the post office, what they do with it is their business. When I go in there, I say, here you go. I hand it to them, I hand it off to them. How they handle it is a whole other story, So, you want to make sure that, it's well packaged on that. I went to FedEx, and I was shipping out a vacuum cleaner, just to share this really quick with you guys. I was sending out a vacuum cleaner, and I used a vacuum cleaner box, right? Box where, in other words, my brother bought a new vacuum cleaner. He gave me the vacuum cleaner box. So I took, he said, you want it? I said, yeah, because I'm selling a vacuum cleaner. So I go to FedEx, and I bring it up there, and the lady goes, this is not a shipping box. I said, what do you mean? This is what it comes in. This is how they ship it to you. She goes, well, in other words, FedEx wants to sell you their box. And let me tell you something. Their boxes are not cheap, okay? At least the ones I was looking at. And it's all a money-making thing. I have nothing against FedEx, none of the carriers. I use the United States Postal Service exclusively. The only reason why I did use FedEx that day is because with eBay, because I have an alliance with FedEx, I was able to give a better deal to the buyer for cheaper money, and it got there. It was cheap. And actually, to be honest with you, I have to share this with you guys. FedEx was cheaper than the U.S. Postal Service. It was. That's why I went there. I said, hey, like let's say the money, you know, and it gets there in 2 days versus 3 days, whatever. Somebody told me with priority mail, okay, this is what a postal clerk told me. With the priority mail, I told him, I called him up, and I said, I was on the assumption, I could be wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong, that when you're using priority mail, it's guaranteed to get there in 2 or 3 days. The letter carrier, the customer service rep told me that's not true. She says it could be 3 days plus. So, you know, I had a package that went out a long time ago like that. They said that with priority mail. And the buyer was complaining. It was going on almost a week and a half. And it's supposed to be a 2-day delivery. And I said, this buyer is definitely going to leave me a negative feedback. There's no doubt in my mind this buyer is going to leave. When I go on my eBay, when I check out my listings, I'm going to see a negative feedback because they are definitely going to say the service was poor. You know, it came like a week and a half later. Why, I don't know. And this was before the pandemic thing came out. And I just like, she said, she goes, well, no, she goes, that's like an approximation type of date. Like, in other words, that's like, it could get to be there, you know, get there 2 or 3 days, but it's not guaranteed. So then she tells me if you wanted to go guaranteed service, then you got to use the, you know, the express mail, whatever it is, and that's expensive. And for what I was selling and what the buyer was getting, there's no way that the buyer is going to go for that. It's expensive. So this is what I was told with the from the letter carrier, from the customer service rep of the United States Postal Service. This is what I was told. Now, whether they know what they're talking about, they don't. This is what they told me. So anyway, yeah, I'm not going to put any more stickers on here. This is good. They get it. They'll open it up. It's got the plastic on here. If it does get wet, and people might say, well, what about the shipping label? The shipping label is going to have clear tape over it, just like this here. If this gets wet, if this box gets wet, if this package gets wet, this label will not get wet, and neither will the Shop RJPASINI for Great Deals label won't get wet, and neither will the postage label get wet because it's going to be, you know, shrouded in plastic. Well, the tape. It's going to be like laminated with the tape, if you want to call it that. All right, listen. I'm going to let you guys go. I just want to share this tip with you guys because, like I said, I've done this before with board games and puzzles, and I just want to say this one tip with that. While I'm talking about the board games and puzzles, keep this in mind. If you do go to thrift stores, and I've seen them, sometimes you do get them on occasion, rare occasion, where you can get a puzzle, a brand new puzzle, or a brand new board game. I highly recommend. This is my own personal take. Okay, being in eBay for over 20 years. I'm not saying I'm a seasoned seller, but I'm not a newbie either. When it comes to board games and puzzles, do yourself a favor, buy it brand new and wrapped, because I've heard stories where people that bought board games and puzzles, and they get them, the buyer, the seller will buy them, and unless they're going to go out verbatim counting 1,500 pieces in a puzzle or 2,000 piece puzzle, whatever, which I doubt people are going to do, I can tell you right to boot, I will not be doing that. So anytime I do sell puzzles or board games, they have to be brand spanking new, wrapped up with the plastic around them, okay? And I don't mean somebody had it's pre-owned, that somebody had it and they wrapped it up in plastic. I'm talking about professional, you know, there was shrink wrap from the manufacturer. That's what I'm talking about, okay? If you're going to sell board games and puzzles, sell them brand new, because, folks, if you get a buyer out there that has a 1,500 piece or 2,000 piece puzzle, and they're going through all of that, they're putting that there, and that one little piece is missing, you're going to hear about it. And most likely, depending on the buyer's mood, you may get a negative feedback. I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world. From what I understand, feedbacks, they drop off after a year. Like, if you had it, let's say, God forbid, I got a negative feedback. Today is what, August 16, 2020. It'll come off next year, August 16, 2021. That's the way I understand it to be. So I don't know. This is what I was told. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but as a top-rated seller and a power seller, which I am, I want to maintain that status when it comes to eBay. Okay? Listen, I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I did a video earlier for Reseller News if you guys want to check it out. It's about 34 minutes long. I know. I could do is, something with the Reseller News, I got to really cut back on that. I know I talked about this before. But I'm working on that there, as I said in my other videos. I am working on that there. So I'm trying to change the format of my YouTube channel. So you may get tips like this here on how I ship things, just to let you guys know. You may be curious. You may want to know, how does this guy ship with certain things? So I might do videos like this on occasion. Okay, so be prepared. I hope you don't mind. But anyway, yeah, I got a lot of plans for my YouTube channel, and I want it to grow. And if you guys like any of the videos I put out, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you want to be updated when I post new videos, please hit that bell notification icon. My name is RJPASINI. I am doing a Shop RJPASINI for Great Deals video. I do have a separate channel for that, but I'm incorporating with the main one, so I hope you guys don't mind. Until next time, bye-bye for now.